टाक ना. दिल्लीला असेल आता स्टे ओव्हर म्हणून. कॉलही करू शकते आता. हा. इंडियामध्ये आली ना ग. हा. व्हॉट्सअप कॉल करून बघ वाटलं.
Are we good to start, Omkar? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
A very good morning to one and all present over here. It's almost been a year since we are at our homes. Everything was stopped, but we as patients didn't give up and came up with Online Fest, presenting to you the annual technical fest of SPC Spectra 2021. I, Meghna Vihulekar, would like to welcome you to the contraption event of Spectra. Well, contraption is a set of mechanisms wherein one mechanism triggers the other and the chain reaction continues till the very last mechanism is executed. In today's event, participants will be explaining how these mechanisms actually works. To judge our participants, we have the HOD of Mechanical Department, Nilesh Riker, sir. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
So let's start with the event. The first participant is Akshay Antrolia.
How much time is there per participant
So 7 to 6 minutes.
for there to speak and then question answer after that?
No, sir, they have 3 minutes to speak
Okay.
and then you can ask questions.
Okay.
All of the participants can leave.
Akshay is currently not present, so we will be starting with Bhavya. Till then, other participants please may leave. I will be putting a message on the group on who for whom to join and when to join. Only Bhavya, you can stay.
Yes.
Karthik, your name will be called after some time. Maybe you can join at that time.
Can I present my window?
Yeah, so should I leave the meet?
Yeah, please. Thank you. Yes, Bhavya, you can start.
Can I share the video, like the tab?
Yes.
My camera is on. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So, this contraption, the first most basic thing used is the pulley, in which on one side the lock is used, which is of heavier weight than the tape. So the lock will go down and push the stopper, which is stopping the ball from rolling. This allows the ball to roll and transfer its momentum to the fruit, which is kept there. After that, the ball again rolls down and pushes this yellow box, which was kept to stop the fruit. But as the red ball with a higher mass and momentum pushes it, it goes away and allows the fruit to fall. Here, a concept of inertia and mass is used. where the metal cylinder is higher mass and is just kept so that uh, it it is just kept from rolling. As the bottle, which was shown earlier, moves away, it reduces the mass on the overhang beam, so which allows the cylinder to roll and thus transfer the balls to this rail. Near Now, this rail is very simple, very simple seesaw type structure. Here, the link is present in the wooden block. So, as the red ball reaches the end of it, it pushes the green fruit which was held in the yellow cup to the upper rail. Now here the ball again rolls, and this link with the stock with the joystick is connected to a damped hinge, just like in our cupboards. So as it reaches there, the damped hinge closes, simulating a closing door, and the ball rolls and pulls the pin, which was preventing the orange from rolling. And this rail has been kept in a slope. So here again, principle of seesaw is used, where as the orange reaches the end. I'm sorry, my camera is not working somehow. I'm trying to switch it on, but it is not switching. Sorry. So here as this seesaw, here as the orange reaches the end, the seesaw opens the sausage which was kept there. And here again, the third time we see the use of seesaw type structure. Now here, this bread, which was connected to the blue cord, was raised and kept held in a position. So it was. We can say that it has gained some potential energy and it has stored there in that place. Now, as the sausage drops, it is released from its position, and all the potential energy that it had gained, it uses it and swings in the opposite direction. Here again, as you know, you can swing unless its uh, total energy is dissipated. So it continues to swing, and here it is connected to the magnet, uh, where the magnet stops the candle, which is on the rollers. Now the candle rolls and burns the wire. The the wire is connected to the hammer again through a link below. So as the wire will burn, the hammer will collapse from its head and fall on the bow and arrow mechanism. Below was connected a ball. So just a very minute displacement of string connected to the ball will allow the ball to roll. Part of the reason is that it is very important to keep such balls at their unstable equilibrium, so that even a small disturbance would allow them to roll and complete the mechanism. Here the bowl filled with soup transfers some of its energy to the vertical section, and thus it falls down, and the bowl continues to travel further. And here are connected two cells. These cells are connected through wires to the terminals of a clock. So just when the bowl reaches the end, the clock receives power and starts to tick. Here the bowl continues to it is hinged at the bottom. So as the uh, ticking arrow pushes the other side of the bowl, uh, it uh, it uh, it is raised more and more, and the soup is served. Here, here again, the principle of unstable equilibrium is used, where just a small amount of push allows the ball or the object to roll. There are no stoppers here, just the ball is kept so that it doesn't roll, and just a small, minute displacement would cause it to roll. Here, uh, here again, a pulley with two or three stops is used. So, as the green band pushes this cloth, we can see this cloth end. It pushes the cloth end, and this rod is connected to a hinge above somewhere around here. And this hinged with its string. Here you can see the string is connected at this end with a heavy weight. In this case, it's a lock. So here, as it reaches the full down vertical position, the due to disturbance, the heavy weight is put down, and after that, it again pushes down and moves the rod further, just like we saw in the pulley example. And yes, that's it.
Okay, so Bhava, your presentation is over, or you want to say something more?
No, sir, it's over. Thank you.
Okay, so since you being the first one, you get the advantage of having more time. So you have taken almost 7+ minutes, but that is okay. At least we have judgment how much time it takes. Okay, out of
Yes.
this all mechanisms, there are many levers which were used.
Yes.
Can you explain any one of the lever? How, if you have to size them, what precaution you will take?
Yes. I think I would take the example of just a second. The one which served the sausage. Yes, this one. Here, the length of the lever, at one end of the lever, the food is kept, and the other end of lever, a ballast or weight is kept. So, as the lever is released, the ballast will apply some torque with respect to the pivot point. Now, the ballast is kept very close to the pivot point, and depending on weight of the ballast, the this whole link will move with certain omega. So
Okay,
if
how will
the
you control that omega?
sir, through the length, you can say the momentum of the weight. If the momentum is very large, so it can acquire greater speed, and if it is low, just like in this case, and so the weight will gradually over.
Okay, so you have decided some proportion of short arm and long arm,
Yes,
and after that you find that your velocity, what you are getting is too much. So how will you reduce the velocity
sir. We can also alter the length of which the food is connected to
without
the link.
altering the length?
Sorry,
Without altering the
okay,
length,
without
what?
alter. Mm, Sir, we can put some more weight at the food end, like where the food drops. We can make that link heavier.
So that omega, can you link to the weight? Just an expression, your engineering mechanics principles say.
Not directly, sir, but
No, what calculations we need to do to calculate the omega? It has
sorry,
something to do with weight, right?
yes, something to do with force.
Yes. Okay, and if you have to do some innovation into this, what other mechanism can you use here? This particular
Lever, yes.
lever, instead of lever, something else you want to use, what else could be used to bring that food item to different from horizontal position to that elevated position.
Sir, like just like we saw in the cylinder, the steel cylinder, we can create something like that where the uh, in the cylinder case the balls dropped at the end. So here, instead of the stool, the gray stool, we can keep a cylinder which is connected to this slot. So as the food drops in, we can initiate a rolling mechanism in the cylinder. So it will allow the this link which is connected to the center of cylinder to roll 90 degrees and fall in this bread through with the help of this support, this scale support.
Okay, thank you, Bhavya.
Thank you, sir.
So let's turn to our second participant, Isha
Can I
Deshpande.
leave now?
Yes, yes, Babla.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh, Isha, you are whenever you are go, when you are ready. Your
Can
mic
I
is on.
present my screen?
Yeah.
1 minute. Uh, is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is visible, but the video is not.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Isha, just before you begin, you have been given 3 minutes, but based on my previous participants' experience, 3 minutes seems to be less. So you can take 5 minutes to explain, but try to limit within 5 minutes.
Okay, sir. So should I start?
Yeah, you can start now.
As given in the video, so what happens here is the cello tape, which is having the lower weight, and on the other side, the lock is attached, which is having the higher weight. Because of unbalancing the lock moves down, and the rope is wounded on the pulley, because of which its motion of moving down is slightly smooth, and while moving down the lock, the whole weight of the lock, it acts on the spoon, which is attached to a small tin container, which then opens, and the as the ramp is inclined, the ball starts to roll down. So as rolling down, the ball just falls in a Brussels sprouts bowl, and it pushes the Brussels sprouts, and the Brussels sprouts starts rolling down. While rolling down, when the Brussels sprout is at the end of the ramp, the more weight is acting at the one end of the ramp, and there is no weight on the other end of the ramp. And as the that wooden slide is fixed between the middle, which by the hinge, which is free to rotate. So the higher moment is acting on the one side of the ramp, and there is no moment on the other side. So it moves upward, and when it moves upward, the bowl, which is in contact with that slide, the slide is supporting that board, and the board is unevenly placed on the book. The more weight of the bowl is suspended in the air, because of which it just topples down, and when the bowl is inclined, the ball again falls down and starts rolling on again inclined plate, and here the ball just pushes the whatever the obstacle is created to stop the rolling of the Brussels sprout. When the ball pushes the Brussels sprout, the stopper, it falls down, and the boat rolls down. While rolling down, what happens here uh, is while rolling down, the bottle is kept on the wooden structure to uh, just to uh, uh, to stop it from the rolling. When the ball and the Brussels sprouts falls in that
structure, and while falling in the structure, the ball and the Brussels sprouts just pushes back the bottle. Then the tin container is now moved free to roll, and to acquire its equilibrium position, the tin container rolls and acquires its equilibrium position when the wooden structure is horizontal. At that point, Brussels sprouts is just fail in the container, and the ball again starts to roll. When here ball when starts to roll, then ball again moves rolls through a inclined wooden surface, which is at the end. Again, there is more because of more weight of the ball and the higher weight acting on the higher weight acting on the other end. The rod which is pivoted maybe a little lower than the center. The higher moment acts on the upper side, and the Brussels sprouts container move horizontal and again rolls down to the Joseph's mouth. After this, when the red ball rolls down, it falls in a container, and there is a hole in a container through which it again rolls down further. And while moving further, here a Christmas red white stick is attached, and when it just collides with that stick, I guess because of torsional cable or maybe torsional spring, it tries to rotate as the weight is acting on it. And after rotation, again because of inclined plane, it starts moving. While here it hits the weight, which is maybe lower than the weight of the ball, and the weight is attached by the means of rope to the clip, which is again as the weight is acting on it, the rope stretches the clip, and again the orange which is placed on it is free to move. And because again the more weight at the one side and more weight at the other side, it because of that weight on the one side, the moment acts, and the that H type of wooden structure is open from the one end. Now because of again inclined plane, the sausage rolls and covered in a where the sauce is spilled, it covered in a sauce. And when the sausage enters in that C type metal plate, because when it's uh, rolling down in the plate, because some weight is acting downwards, the obstacle given to it, because of which the plate is not moving, it falls down. And after then, while moving it, there is the more weight is attached on the other side of the board. And because of that more weight on the other side, while it tries to rotate, and after rotating it falls in a bread slice, where blade slice is covered with a cotton or the cloth which is attached with strings, and the magnets are attached to the both ends of the sausages. When it fails in the sausages, it bends in the middle side, and the ends of the bread and the cloth come closer, and because of magnetic pull it gets sticks. And after that it is just free to move. Because of oscillations, the two times it goes in a straight, but third time when it's going in the Joseph's mouth, the Joseph moves his head little bit, so that the path of motion of that string changes, and the bigger magnet which is kept there attracts the smaller magnet, and it got attached, stuck to it. And when the bigger magnet is attached to small magnet, it fails down, and because the rope tries to pull the obstacle created for the candle, it moves around the obstacle moves rotates around the fixed or the uh, rotates around the fixed support, and then the candle is placed on a rolling or car like toy, which then which is again inclined surface. So because which is again inclined surface, it again rolls down, and because the flame of the candle, the hammer which is attached with plastic or plastic rope tries to melt, and then the hammer is which is fixed at the lower end and free to rotate about that fixed point is again fell down and triggers the bow, which uh, which the throws the asparagus from the bow to his mouth, and in the last, when there is string attached to the rope of the bow, and obstacle created for the lower ball. As the rope of the bow is moved forward, the obstacle rope is got stretched, and the obstacle is rotated about its axis. The ball falls down, which is then pushes the lock,
Isha,
and both falls down. Uh,
sorry to interrupt you, but I guess your time is up now.
okay, sorry.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, so Isha, now let's come to the very first thing, that is that ball, and that ball hits the fruit ball in the beginning.
Yes, sir.
So, at what velocity that ball should hit the fruit ball? Is there any calculation for that, so that the foot is pushed out? Can you go to that part of video? You get that at the very beginning? Yeah, this
Uh,
one. So, what will how will you ensure that this ball pushes out that fruit and not
uh,
just drops there?
Sir, actually, maybe the weight of the ball is in comparison. It's comparable with the weight of that Brussels sprout.
Okay.
Maybe the little high, maybe the weight of the ball is higher than Brussels sprout, so it can easily manage to push the Brussels sprout through the next ramp.
Yeah, but if it is too much, then it may push out it uh, too much.
Yes,
Means,
sir. So not very
means
much,
what?
but sometimes 2-3 grams more or 4-5 grams
No, no,
more
what?
than.
That is okay. That is by trial and error. But if you have to do calculation, what calculation can be done?
So maybe the calculations of collision we do the moment. So the energy of that rolling ball and energy of that Brussels sprout after collision and before collision must be same. That
Okay.
it is conserved, so that after which we can
Okay.
get the mass and velocity of it.
Okay. And if you have to replace this mechanism, whatever that is
हाँ
designed here, by
हेलो
something of your own, what will you do here? You have to push out that one of the fruit out of this thing without using this ball. What are the other ways in you can take out that
So,
ball?
maybe we can add the reciprocating piston here, so that when the
Okay.
piston is moving,
Second idea.
and something which is the means suspended by the string, and when I am moving, when release the weight or something, that it will hit the Brussels sprout, and then it can roll down to it like a
Okay.
pendulum like structure.
Third idea.
uh, third idea maybe like what in the case of the hot dog, when the hot dog falls in that C-type plate, and it uh, uh, moves vertical and throws it in the sandwich like structure, so that we can place a Brussels sprout in such kind of mechanism. And when it becomes a horizontal to acquire the equilibrium, then it can fall in the again that wooden slide, so
Okay.
it can
Okay.
roll down.
Yeah. Thank you, Isha.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Isha. So, turning on to the next participant, we have Jay Kapadia. So, Jay, whenever you are ready.
Yeah, Aditya, how many participants we have? Because that time limit
Yes, sir.
seems to be
Yes, sir. We will be now considering to 5 minutes per participant. It
five also
was
appears to be a
so,
bit tight. Okay.
yes.
Good morning, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Just wait. How many total participants we are
We
having?
have 9 participants, sir, and
So
this is
two
the
are
first.
done. So
Yes.
7 are balance.
Yes, sir.
We have how many? 90 minutes. Okay.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, so 5 minutes is okay. 5 to 6 minutes.
Yes, sir.
So Jay, you have maximum 6 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, try
Organizer,
to
can I?
something. Yeah, just 1 minute.
Yeah,
It's based on the previous experience. You do not explain in very great detail each and every part. So some simple things you can skip over
okay,
and
sir.
try to manage in 6 minutes. The
Okay,
entire circuit you explain in 6 minutes. Okay.
no problem.
All the best.
Thank you, sir. Organizers, can I get a reminder at the end of 5 minutes in the chat
Yeah,
box?
sure. Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All the best.
Thank you. Sir, is my screen visible?
Not yet.
Uh,
Yeah, now it is getting loaded. Yeah, it's visible.
Sir, can you see the video?
Yeah, I can see the video.
Okay, sir. So, sir, basically, we start our mechanism here. For the lunchtime, as usual, a person opens his tiffin. So the person here also
मी नाही
opens his
काढली
tiffin.
मी
When he
काढली आय
opens
थिंक
his
सो.
tiffin, the tape is attached to a lock over the other side. So there would be a pulley somewhere up here, and on the other side of the pulley, we will be having a heavier weight. So the heavier weight which is present on the other side is a lock that we will see ahead. So here the lock is there. So here as we the like it is a basic pulley mechanism that is used in the well as well, because the well has a heavier bucket supported on the other side and the rope. So we release the rope and the bucket comes down. Similar with the silo tape is released and the lock comes down. So the lock is like restraining the ball from moving because of this tiffin box's lead. So the lead releases the ball and the ball moves ahead. It's a little inclined, so the ball will roll downwards. Uh, just a second. Yeah, so as the ball rolls down, they have the person has perfectly kept a ball of Brazil sprouts, or I guess it's an avocado. So when the ball moves down, it collides with one of the fruit, and the fruit goes another slide, because he has kept like a little slot like thing here, so that the ball can perfectly fall into the slot and it can push the fruit ahead. So the fruit goes, it also falls, and when it falls, the it is like a seesaw basically, with the book being the fulcrum. So as the weight around this side gets more, it bends. Bending the this wooden part, it also helps the bowl to get bent. The bowl bends and the ball is at a higher position, so it falls into the next mechanism. So now the ball goes same, like it is a continuous chain type thing, and it will go here and it will make this box here fall, which is supporting the weight here of the, like it is a lock for the fruit. Here is a very good mechanism used, like the tiffin steel tiffin tries to roll because it is circular. So the bottle here is supporting the weight of the wood in which the ball and the fruit are there. So as and it pushes the ball there. Here also the same thing, sir. It is like a fulcrum and it will push the avocado up, and it will go there. So here the basically this is a, I liked this part of the mechanism the most, this one here, because because the ball here goes down. There is some clip type thing attached here which is keeping the second slide in level. So as it goes, it breaks the level down. There is a pivot point attached at the end of the rod. So the weight, like it is a scale maybe. So somewhere here it is attached, and as you can see, if we lose it here, the scale moves. So same thing is used here because there is some point weight here. The ball then moves ahead. The ball moves ahead and it displaces the rod type thing which is above supporting a ball. The ball is also on a roll, like a slide type thing, and it supports the sausage here. The sausage is lifted, and again we can see a fulcrum here ahead. The fulcrum is supported by a weight. The weight falls and it gains some energy, and due to the fulcrum, again the throwing. As it throws, yeah, okay. So as it throws, it displaces the string here and it goes into the fulcrum. This is a basically a pendulum type thing. It will go here and there. It will happen for two places, and the person eating the sausage goes behind so that it can provide a more force, like more movement to the string. It happens 2 times, and the third time it happens, the person shifts a little to the right because there is a screw attached on the thread. So the screw gets attached to the magnet on the other side here. So the magnet is attached and it releases the candle. The candle will further go and burn the hammer string. The hammer string, as it gets burnt, it falls on the arrow here. The arrow yes, Aditya, just a minute. The arrow falls down and the asparagus is launched. Sir, I guess I have lesser time left, so I'll quickly move.
That's okay.
So here also good mechanism was used. My screen is getting that. So here also the same thing. The ball is attaching a guideways there, and it releases the soup bowl. The soup bowl moves ahead on the railways. The railways actually has a stopper here, and the spring, your battery here at the end is the battery to the clock. So the clock starts ticking. The clock has end has a wooden piece. It shifts the bowl, and the person is now able to drink the soup. Now the person tries to relax and put the pointer there, which releases the bowl. It goes into a box below there. The box has something attached here. Actually, it will be seen at a good end.
Yeah, that's okay, Jay.
Sir, just
Yeah. Last part I understood.
Sorry, yes, sir.
Yeah, just quickly cover this last part in a few seconds.
Okay, sir, the purple rod has a screw attached here. I had seen it is not the normal screw. It had some screw attached, one at this position and one at, they are little diagonal to each other, and they would have some lock in them. So that lock would have been released, and it releases the string. So the again about a lever that falls, and it wipes his mouth.
Okay. Okay, now we'll go to that part of video where that ball, when it is moving, it rolls down a slideway, and that slideway turns by 90 degrees across a hinge.
Yes, sir.
And can you explain how that mechanism works?
Yes, sir.
What triggers that rotation?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, what we see here is basically, actually your pencil is not a perfect support, but somewhere here it has been attached to a pivot point. So here basically there was a clip which was supporting So now the clip went little down and it was given a free chance to move like this. But in case, some case, it would have been possible that the scale would have gone down, but it didn't happen because the weight was not concentrated on the other half of the scale for a longer time. So the ball went here and the weight concentration was on this side, which proved this movement.
No, what prompts the rotation in 90 degrees? It's going down, I understood. But what makes it turn by 90 degrees?
Sir, maybe there should be a height difference. Like height is there. Sir, I can depict by the scale because here the scale
Okay.
has some height. So the
Okay.
scale will also is moving. I'm not doing anything. The scale is also moving because there is a height here and there is a concentrated load here at the end. Like a beam, we can say it rotates. This is the axis point, and the ball maybe would have gone here. There is a stick attached, so the stick would be having some mechanism. I'm not sure because it doesn't rotate about the hinges, it rotates about here. So
Okay.
the weight of the ball can provide a perfect, like a load or a starter to this.
Okay. So if you have to replace this thing by something of your own, so how will you do that? Means you have to transport that ball in a perpendicular direction.
In the perpendicular direction.
That's what it is
Okay.
happening, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It comes in one direction and then it goes out in perpendicular direction.
Sir, without making further complications, I can put another rod like this here below the weight. So that also it
Okay.
can give 90 degrees instead of this movement
Okay.
of the scale.
So any advantage of this movement other than
So the one I said just now,
no, one you said is in the sense simpler, but what
yes,
is
sir.
the advantage of this thing?
The one in the video.
One in the video.
Sir, advantage is basically maybe the ball initially is at some height. So the when it ends, the slide ends. So the slide will also get inclined at some height. So the ball is getting make a height. So eventually a potential energy. It will move down and provide further mechanism. Like it will act for the further mechanism.
Okay. Any other thing you can think of other than providing another perpendicular slide?
Any other thing? Uh, providing. Maybe, sir, he has saved some wood by providing hinges or something. So wood was saved. He can complete it in just
So I
one
understood that,
mechanism.
but you have already given one idea how this mechanism can be replaced by another one. Can
Yes, sir.
you suggest something second idea instead of
Other than
using
the
this?
extra wood.
Yeah, other than extra wood.
Okay. For 90-degree. Sir, maybe the joint which was there, we could have hinges around along this part only, here. Instead of at the end, it could have been here at the other hand. So if that was possible, like the same movement which is provided here, if it was possible in this direction, that also could have helped. Because eventually the ball is going down, so the ball will try to lower this because there is no support here. In the video's case, the scale wasn't lowered here because it was a slider and the ball went down, and the other half of the scale didn't have much weight. But in this case, if you don't provide a support here, and if we let the ball roll here, so it will rotate the along this, it will rotate, and along this the ball will fall.
Okay. Okay. I did not get exactly what you are saying, but yeah, okay. I got overall idea of that. Thank you. Thank you, Jay.
Okay, thanks a lot, sir. Sir, can I explain again that?
No, it's okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay.
Yeah, thank you.
So the next participant we have is Kartik Shah.
Yes.
So yeah, Kartik, you can start.
I have to screen share.
Yeah. You can
Yeah.
share the video.
हे खाल्ले पहिले बदाम हे त्यानंतर
So I hope it is visible.
अगदी
Yes, it is visible.
Sir, so like I have to start from the beginning or where Jai Kapadia stopped?
No, you have to start from beginning. You have to explain the entire circuit within 6 minutes. So at the 5 minutes, you will get a warning message.
Okay. Yes, sir. So is my voice audible?
Yeah, audible.
Yeah. So like in small instincts, I first have to complete the video and then I have to explain it whole.
You choose your own style.
So like this is the beginning of the video, and this guy uses a pulley mechanism. So there was a pulley attached at the top, and the counterweight was a lock. So hold one sec. I can just play this in half of the speed, and like I can explain the whole mechanism. So this was a pulley mechanism which he used to open it, and yeah. So actually, this fruit bowl actually used, like we can say, conservation of momentum, which we normally use. And then this is also again due to the weight of the red ball we are saying, which lifts up this green fruit. And yeah, this thing. So like basically this thing, you can see it is locked from here. There's a torsion cable over here which is twisted a bit. So this is locked from here. Until this gets back, it can't rotate towards this side. So like if the ball reaches here, it pushes this stick backward and then it starts rotating. So you can see that. See, it just moved back and then it started rotating. The torsion in this twisted cable was back to its original position, and now this will pull this or the like it just the clip was stopping the that orange ball. And basically all the rolling parts are due to the slope of on which he has kept it. So just skip this one now. Like he eats it, and then there is some metal part attached on the bun. You can see clearly this metal part, due to which the it gets stuck to the magnet. Yeah, and then due because this magnet was moved, it was released, and the like this will break due to the heat. And this bow, the lower end of the bow, is attached to a string, this string, which will move this ball. So when the bow will like it will shoot this thing. Yeah, this is disturbed. Yeah.
हा
And this cart has enough force to like bring
मोठे
down
कर
this,
ना
and this battery gets
धुडके आहेत
connected to both the terminals, activating the clock. So
हे
like
धुडके
it will
आहेत
just keep on pushing it up, and after a certain limit, when this part of the clock, the edge of the clock will lose contact with this thing, so the bowl will automatically come down. So there's a limited time on which he has to drink all this thing, but like he have timed everything. Yeah. So basically, this is also when the ball comes down, the upper system gets disturbed and it starts rotating, and this towel comes down. So like this is the end. Like there is no more than this in this video, I guess. Yeah, this is the end of the video.
Right. Yeah, that's good. So good timing. So you managed to cover
हाँ
everything. So one thing
बघा
is that
सासुकी
that
आजी
sausage it
अच्छा
rolls over the ketchup and then it falls in that slot.
Yeah.
So how will you decide slope of that table where it rolls? It I think it rolls because of the slope of the table, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how will you decide slope? What will happen if you keep it too much, too less?
Sir, if I keep too less, like sausage is a bit rough surface. We can't say it is perfectly round. If I keep
Okay.
it too less, there is a possibility that sausage stops after some time.
Okay.
And if I keep it too steep, there's a possibility that sausage like takes this sauce and then like rolls out of the steel part. Like
Correct.
it will just go off.
Right.
So I have to keep a proper slope.
Okay. So one way of doing is that by trial and error. If you have to do
Yeah.
calculations, what sort of calculations you think of?
What sort of calculations?
It's what will be the final velocity of the sausage when it reaches the end?
Sir, like that I don't know. I can just
No,
do
no,
it by
you know
trialing.
that. I mean, that is not something. It is just a physics. No?
Yeah, yeah. It is just physics, but the thing is ki, like for these things we can just predict without calculations that what
I
the
know that,
slope should
but
be.
we are engineers, no? So,
Yeah.
now it is just a toy, but it may be a real some defense machine you are working on, some
Mhm.
weaponry, and this sausage may be a missile, and you can't make mistake there. So you have to do precise calculations. So how will you do it?
Um, so like I have to consider the rolling motion, like the velocity of a rolling motion with respect to the slope. Like the more the slope, the more the velocity.
Yeah. So do you know any how to do that calculation?
Like I don't remember properly, but like yeah, I can do it on a paper if I try. Like I make all the FBDs and all those.
No, without FPD by energy principle, can you decide that?
Energy principle. Uh, yeah, yeah. One second. Yeah, I can do it. Like the potential energy at the beginning is like all converted to the rolling motion, the translation motion, and the rolling motion, both.
Okay. And what is the relation between rolling velocity and means omega and v in this case?
V is the translation velocity, no?
Right.
Uh, for one second. Velocity is the distance covered per second, and omega is the rotation covered per second. Um, just one second, I need to solve it. I don't remember it. I have to derive it.
Okay. Okay. Now you have to replace this particular transport of sausage from one end to other end. What other ways are possible other than this rolling on the table?
Yeah, sir. So we can just do one thing. Like if there, this thing was down. See, yeah, just coming to that thing. See, when this thing is down, and if there is a spring in this box, so even on a flat surface, the sausage can go ahead.
Okay.
But then we have to consider the proper spring constant so
Second,
that it
second idea.
doesn't.
No, that's good. Second idea.
Okay. Second idea. Um,
Spring is good idea. So what is the second one you can think of?
Second idea. Uh, no, I'm not getting any more ideas. Like
Okay.
this is for rolling motion, like we have to make it automatic. Either we can give a spring motion or a slope.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay, in this mechanism, which is the best part you liked, or what you thought is the smartest way of all the different mechanisms you had? Which one you think is smartest?
So this the bowl one, like actually, with- yeah. So like in this, you have to this in this the battery has to be in a proper position with this, and which is very precise actually in this. I like this one very much. And after this, the this needle has to push it to a certain angle and then leave it. So this distance and this distance is also like we have to keep it very precise. Like after crossing 8, it will leave the bowl. If I extend this stick or extend this thing, the bowl will keep on rotating, and there's a possibility that bowl will just rotate 180 degrees on me, spilling all the soup on me.
Okay. So, any alternative to this, whatever has been done? What is your way of doing it? Way of turning the
Mhm.
ball?
We can do it like by this battery. If this battery is connected to a very slow motor, this bowl can rise very slowly.
Okay.
Like instead of small instance, it can rise continuously very slowly.
Okay. Okay.
You can
That's
say 1 RPM or something.
right. Yeah. Thank you, Karthik.
Yes, sir. So
Thank you,
any more
Karthik.
questions? Yeah, thank you. Yes.
So now next up we have Krishna Sai.
So should I leave?
Yeah, Karthik.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. This is Krishna. So, instead of explaining the video by step according to video, I'm going to explain the video mechanism in the some basic steps or basic mechanism. So, first of all, contraption consists of the number of mechanism which transfer the energy from one mechanism to another. The energy may be kinetic or potential. One thing to know about the contraption is that it operates completely on its own, no human interference or human touch in between them. So, mm, almost all the contraption uses the six types of mechanism. So for that, I need to present my screen. Should I present?
Yes.
Is it visible?
Yes.
So um, there are six basic mechanisms. The first one is pulley, with which our contraption video starts. It consists of the rope and the wheel mechanism. In video, the weight of the sellotape is less than the lock. So due to the weight of the lock and the gravitational force, lock comes in downward direction and trigger the next mechanism. Pulley have been used in the other mechanism in the video. The next one mechanism is the inclined plane. In inclined plane, we can easily move the objects from higher position to lower position. But for that, the condition is the object should be in a circular or rounder in shape. Due to mass of the object, it roll on inclined plane. Due to this mechanism, inclined plane, the video operator or video maker can be able to eat that green color fruit and to roll the hot dog on that inclined plane. The next one is the lever. It consists of the fulcrum and the plane on which the objects are moving. In the video, lever is a mechanism that is maximum used when the force is applied at the one side. Due to the forming of a couple, the other side rotates in opposite direction. It is used to free the hot dog at the on inclined plane. Then to free the ball at this position. Then and at the end, for to clean his face, there is a lever mechanism in that the distance of a rod at one cloth end is lengthier than the other end, so it comes down without applying force, some more force. So next one is a wheel. Uh, as we know that the wheel is one of the most important invention in human history. It is used to shift the object from one place to another very easily. In the video, a wheel is used to shift the candle from one place to another, and also it is used to shift the sub-ball car. Last two mechanisms are screw and the wedge. The screw, these are not very used in the video. Screw is to mount the two objects, and the wedge is used to cut the object. The example of wedge is a knife, axe, etc. And along with this mechanism, it is important to know some basic things like proper measurement, proper distance between the two ends to form the chain reaction, uh, mass of a body, proper mass of a body, proper shape of a body, center of gravity of that body, etc. And there are some mechanism or effect which are not included in the above six mechanism. These are oscillation of a rope. Because of that, he can be able to eat that hot dog. Then hitting effect of a candle. Because of hitting effect on the string, the hammer strike to the iron bar. Then next one is the use of a hand of a clock to lift that soup ball. Then transfer of momentum from a ball to that fruit. Then magnetic effect on that bread. There is a magnet and there is another magnet strong. Then next one is the potential energy of iron bar, etc. So that is all about the mechanisms. Iron bar.
You are done, or you want to have something more?
No, sir. I
Yeah. So it was good presentation. Means you have explained it nicely. Now, one question is about that lever that you talked about. So let's take the very first lever, that lock and that sellotape round at the beginning of the video.
Yes, sir. Lock and sir, that is pulley.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay, it is pulley. Also, there is a lever there, no? On one side there is a lock, one side there is sellotape. I don't
Yes,
know.
sir.
Means pulley I did not see, but there is some. Is it is a pulley?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
At pulley,
Maybe. Yeah, right.
at one end it is sellotape, and on the other end it's a lock.
Okay. So how will you decide the weight of those two sides to get a certain velocity?
Weight.
Means if you put too heavy weight on the other side or too light sellotape bundle on the other side, you will get different styles. I don't recollect. वो weight आगे जाके किसको hit होता है? What happens at that weight end? You are mute, Krishna. Krishna, you are mute. You have to unmute yourself.
Sorry, sir. There is a lever. When lock hits that lever, there is a free of that wall, red color wall.
Okay, so that do you need to control velocity of that lock?
Yes, sir. We have to control the velocity. If there is a maximum velocity in the downward direction, then lever maybe get damaged or
Yeah. So how will you control that velocity?
by using a proper weight on other side.
Yeah, means what calculations you will do? What should be the proportion of these two weights? Both are equal. What happens?
If both are equal, then there is no downward direction of a lock.
Okay.
We have to slightly maximize the lock side weight and slightly minimize the cellotype side weight.
Okay, so how will you control, how will you calculate what velocity you will attain with what delta W?
So, by theoretically, I can't able to answer that. There is a need of calculation sum. But by practical, we can trial and error. We can do that
Yeah,
by slightly
that,
increasing the
that is
weight.
right. That is the raw engineer. But as a engineer who will be dealing with machines where you cannot do trial and error, that will be too costly. So you have to do some calculations and then take trials. So
Yes,
in
sir.
this case,
Then for that, there is a formula. I may be wrong. There is a M1V1 is equal to M2V2 for pulley. So M1V1 of one side uh, is equal to M2V2 of other side.
no, that's not correct. Okay, so instead of this thing, if you have to develop something else, what mechanism you will use here? Means you explain those 6 types. So instead of pulley, let's say you have to use lever.
Yes, sir.
So how will you design that lever
So
for the same release of the ball?
just a minute.
Yep.
Yes, sir. For lever, we know that the lever is like a seesaw. Uh, then uh, by replacement of a pulley, um, then we can use there is another lever to initiate that ball free lever. Um,
Okay, if you are not able to connect to lever, anything else you can do to release that ball?
Sorry, sir.
Instead of lever, you take anything, any other mechanism so as to release that ball.
Okay. No, sir. I will take a lever.
Okay,
When ball, we know that the ball is released by the one lever.
right.
For that lever, we use another lever in which uh, lever uh, a lever.
Okay,
On this side there is a weight, and on
okay,
this side there is a ball free lever. When
okay,
we lift the lever from this side, there is a inclination of this side, and it initiate the another lever.
okay, okay. And another thing is for movement of that candle, you have that small car type of a thing with
Yes,
on wheels.
yes, sir.
So if, obviously there you don't want that candle to move very fast.
Yes, sir.
So how will you? Means what will decide at what velocity that candle moves on?
Sir, uh, we can use the low RPM motor for that. We know that when candle moves fast, then
No,
at
I
the end
understood
there
that.
is a stopper.
I mean, that is the alternative. What I'm asking, what your mechanism he has used. So how will you decide? Means what will how will you control that velocity? If you have to increase velocity, decrease velocity, what parameters you need to change?
Of course, we have to decrease the velocity because at the end there is a stopper.
What will
High
you
velocity.
do? What will you do to decrease the velocity of that car?
We can use low RPM motor, and
The existing mechanism. There is no motor there.
uh, we can change the inclination of plane on which the car is moving.
Okay. Second way.
Second, we can um, when the car is moving, there is stopper. when the um, stopper we can remove, there is a initiative of the car. um, so when stopper move very fastly, then car move very fast. So if we um, sla- uh, if we remove stopper in a very low speed, then it can uh, ride very slowly on the incline plane.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Krishna.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Krishna. So let's turn to the next participant. We have Kshitij. Kshitij, you can start.
Yeah, I'm audible.
Yes, Kritij.
Yeah, I'll start presenting. Yeah, is it visible?
Yes, visible.
Okay. The video starts with Joseph doing his work on laptop, and at the same time he's hungry. So he opens his lunchbox, and here he see a tape which is attached to a rope. The rope is attached to the pulley, and on the other side of pulley there is a lock. So the lock being heavier goes down, and the tape goes up. Yeah. So the lock hits the spoon, and the spoon is connected to a lid of a ball. A ball, and as soon as the lock hits the spoon, the ball starts rolling in the rail. You see a ball. Yeah, the ball replaces the fruit, and which is connected to a wooden the fruit then again rolls in the wooden rail, which is connected to a bowl. And here the wooden rail acts like a seesaw. It gets tilted to one side, and since it is connected to the bowl, we see the seesaw gets tilted, ball drops on the wooden rail, and the ball here goes in the third wooden rail. Now, after the ball replaces those items, both these items goes in a shelf kind of thing. So it was held steady by placing a bottle in the shelf, just so that the bottle can apply its weight, so that but now the ball and the fruit has replaced the bottle, and now we can see that movement, rolling tendency of the container, and thus there will be a roll. Thus the shelf will also rotate about the center of the container. Yeah, and there is a cup placed where the fruit goes, and the wood and in the wooden rail the ball goes. So again, there is a seesaw mechanism. Due to the weight of the ball, the wooden rail tilts to one side, and we see the fruit goes, and we see the fruit rolling inside a rail and goes into his mouth. So now the ball which is connected to a candy stick type of thing, and uh, there is a pivot at at the end of the rail, and after the wooden and this mechanism is connected to a tension cable, and since it is a pivot, it will uh, rotate and it will get connected to another foot. So the ball again rolls. The ball and which is like the pencil is connected via rope to a with that pencil gets displaced. Um, the thing which was used to stop the orange was not now apart, and we see orange rolling down, thus opening the way for the sausage. Okay, so again, there is one pivot here. The sausage rolls, and the mechanism, the lever or the rail that was held the weight of this yellow mustard box. As soon as the sausage enters the rail, the yellow mustard box displaces, and hence the mechanism actuated. You can see here is pivoted, and it goes to the bread, and tied to a like an oscillatory motion of the rope is happening to the mouth of him. And you can see here there is a magnet in the bread. Uh, this magnet gets connected to the placed here. The candle is in a trolley, like a small candle is placed in a small trolley, which is held stationary by some uh, wooden cuboid, and as the magnet is attached, is connected to the bread's magnet, the wooden cuboid is displaced, and hence creating a way for the trolley wheels to roll along the wooden rail. The hammer hits the uh, it's a button kind of thing, and the hammer hits the button, and the bowl is like uh, instead of arrow there is a fruit, and arrow gets actuated and goes into the mouth of Joseph. Also, we see that there is a yellow cue ball which was placed here, and as the hammer hits, it also actuates this stopper kind of is released, so opening the way for this yellow cue ball. So it goes down, and the lock we see, which was the one earlier used. It is there is a trolley in which a bowl is placed, and it is held stationary by a yellow thing. As the lock and the cue ball goes inside the cup, pull the yellow thing which is connected to it by a rope, and thus creating the way for the trolley and a bowl. Yeah. Now here we see that the trolley and the bowl, there is a battery, and here are the two terminals, positive and negative, and we see that those terminals get connected to each other, like connected to the positive connected to the positive wiring, and negative connected to negative wiring, and hence the circuit is completed. Thus the clock starts working, and the needle of the clock then acts like ticks, and it then tilts the bowl. The red ball is actuated, and it rolls along the rail, and is placed in a this green thing, and it activates the blue mechanism, and there is a pulley mechanism where this blue lever is actuated, and we see the other side of it as the cloth is rotating on the other side, as the left to right side comes down, and he wipes his face off. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Kshitish, can you explain that last cloth wiping mechanism? Is how it works and how do you configure it?
Yes. I said there are two terminals of it, and the positive, there is a battery which
Not
has
battery,
both terminals,
not that bowl wala thing.
and there are the wirings.
Hello, Kshitij. The last mechanism which with the napkin
Yes, sir.
wiping mechanism. where the napkin comes in front of the
Yes,
mouth.
sir. Yes, sir. I'm not sure, but I think it is a lever. As the ball rolls in the green thing structure, some weight is added to that structure, and somehow it actuates, and the like it tends to rotate. Like there is a pivot in the blue thing at the center, and as one side goes up, the other side goes down. So, like creating that rotating moment.
Okay, so how means that cloth should not move very fast, neither it should move very slowly. So how do you decide that uh, size of that lever? My question is, I want to
Uh,
control the velocity
by
of
the
the
length,
cloth.
like cause
Okay, so length is one factor. What
yes,
else
yes,
is
sir.
there?
So there is a moment. Yes, sir.
Okay,
There is movement in that lever. So moment is force into displacement. So force here was the weight of the ball, red ball. So like the weight. So we can control it by the weight, uh, basically, and by the length of that arm. Like if the sir,
okay,
you're
got
asking the speed or movement. Sorry, sir.
speed. Speed part of the cloth. How will you control the speed of the napkin? What you said is correct by controlling the length and by controlling the weight. Okay, can you devise any
No, sir.
mechanism on the spot for this wiping of the mouth? Your own way of doing it.
So there can be a pulley mechanism. Like we tie something lighter than the cloth, or we tie a ball around the cloth, and sorry, we tie the cloth around the ball, so that is a heavier weight, and we tie something lighter. So as the red ball weight seen in the picture, that goes up, and this heavier ball with the cloth tied on it comes down. There is a stopper at the left side ball. So at a certain point, it stops where the mouth of that Joseph is, and he can wipe it off.
Okay, any other way, second way of doing it?
No, so not very sure.
Okay. Okay, so thanks, Kitich.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Uh, Thank you, Kshitij. So let's turn to the next participant. We have Ranak Verma. Ranak, you can start.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Good morning, sir, and thank you, organizers. So let's begin with the explanation.
Ronak, you have got 5
Yeah.
minutes.
So, all right, sir. So shall I start?
Yeah, you can start.
Yeah. So beginning with the explanation, the lid of the lunchbox acts as a restraint or a barrier to the movement of the tape roll and reduces its degrees of freedom to zero. But as soon as the lid is removed, the tape roll is free to move. Now, since the lock is attached to the left end of the string, it acts as an effort, and the tape roll acts as a load to the combined mechanism, which we call as a pulley mechanism. So, due to the weight of the lock on the left side, the tape roll moves upwards. Now, since the length of the string is fixed, the distance moved upwards by the tape roll is equal to the distance moved downwards by the lock, and this produces a downward movement of the lock which causes an impact on this plastic fork on the left hand side. Now, this plastic fork acts as a lever of the class 1, wherein the weight of the lock acts as the effort, and this small lid right here acts as the load. When the effort is sufficient, the white lid opens.
Ronak,
Now,
just sorry to interrupt. One just suggestion: you have to increase your speed, otherwise you will not be able to finish. So you have to cover
all right.
all the further
Uh,
things also.
so now, due to the potential energy of the red ball, it starts rolling downwards, and it hits the green fruit right there. Now, this hitting of the red ball is called as the domino effect, wherein the kinetic energy of the red ball is directly converted to the kinetic energy of the green fruit. Now, initially, the wooden rail was at rest, but as soon as the red ball reaches to its right extreme end, the red ball acts as an effort to the load of the green fruit. Again, this is called as the class 1 lever mechanism. Now, when the load is sufficient, again the wooden rail starts to rotate. Now, since this machine was carefully designed, even though one output of this liver, that is the green fruit, was consumed by another machine, a biological human, we still have one output remaining, that is the red ball down right here. Now, again, due to the potential energy, uh, it starts rolling downwards. Now, as we saw that the red ball knocks this pencil-like structure right here, and this triggers another movement, that is the movement of the orange downwards. Now again, this whole mechanism on the right hand side acts as a lever, wherein the orange's weight is the load, is the effort, and the weight of the sausage is the load. Now, as soon as the sausage is released, we see that the sausage gets attached to the mechanism. This mechanism is called as a pendulum mechanism, wherein the load moves to and fro. But now, since the human gives an angle to the pendulum, and the pendulum's load has a magnet, this magnet is attracted to another magnet, the horseshoe magnet, and due to which the kinetic energy of the pendulum gets converted entirely into potential energy, magnetic potential energy. That caused the movement of the candle downwards. And due to the heat of the candle produced, the string expands, and after a certain length, it cannot expand anymore. So it breaks down, uh, resulting in the formation of another trigger mechanism, similar to that of a gun, wherein the long green fruit acts as the bullet of the gun. After having certain chain reactions, we reach to this moment, wherein the second hand of the clock acts again as a lever, which causes the rotation of this soup right here, and the soup being spilled is consumed by the human. Now, finally, when once this load is released right here, this entire mechanism that is situated above the red cloth acts as a combination of small pulleys, releasing releasing the red cloth finally. And I guess that's the end of this whole lunch feeding contraption mechanism.
Yeah, that's good, Ronak. Now, can you go to the tin container part where the red ball falls into and the container transport it to. Yeah, so can you explain this particular part? So what triggers that rotation of a container? Yeah, so why it turns up the arm?
Yes, sir. So initially, the bottle was kept on the left end of this entire container mechanism, due to
Okay.
which it had a restraint in rotation. But as soon as that bottle is knocked off by the red balls, it is free to rotate in this plane. So yeah, so that's how we get the rotations.
So how you have to design that container so that it uh, behaves in this manner? So if you keep it empty container, will it happen, or do you have to do some adjustment?
Yes, sir. We have to do some adjustments.
Okay, so what is that adjustment?
Uh,
In the sense, why that wooden bracket becomes vertical from horizontal to vertical?
uh, Sir, I guess we store potential energy in some or the other manner, so that once the wooden frame of this mechanism is free to move, it rotates in this direction. Exactly, I don't know, sir, but I guess there's some or the other way to lock and to store potential energy.
No, it means how when a particular cylinder it will start rolling.
Uh, Sir, when a certain torque is when we give it a certain torque and a speed.
Okay, so can you think of anything? Means can there be inside that container which will make this happen?
uh, yes, sir, once. Mm, no, sir, at the moment I'm unable to think.
Okay, if you have to replace this mechanism by one of your own, what you will do? Means you have to elevate that ball to higher elevation. That red ball falls down and the container lifts it up to higher elevation.
Sir, we can make a mechanism similar to that of the pulley. So just like we had two balls coming down from here, we can create a pulley at this end. This green fruit goes to the effort side of the pulley, wherein once the green fruit reaches the effort part, the red ball falls into the left hand side, and due to the weight of the green fruit there, the red ball can be lifted upwards.
Okay, any other way, second way of doing it?
Uh, Sir, second way can be that we can construct a wooden rail rotating in the horizontal plane. So once the red ball reaches this end of the wooden rail, the wooden rail is free to move in the is free to rotate in the horizontal plane. So once this red ball reaches this end, this imaginary wooden rail that we have here, it due to the kinetic energy of the red ball, it rotates to the right end.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Sir Ronak.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ronak. So now we will be moving on to the last participant of the day, and we have Sarang. Yeah, Sarang, you can start.
You said there are 9, no? There's 8.
Yes, sir. One of the participant is absent, sir.
Okay.
Between them.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
So, You can see my screen, right?
Right.
So my name is Sarang, and I'm from third year mechanical. And we'll see, we'll see how this guy tries to have his breakfast the way he did.
Sarang, you have got 6 minutes.
So yes, sir. Due to time constraint, I will mostly explain the most of the important mechanisms on it.
Right.
So as this guy releases one of the different blocks, it sets in motion this pulley which is connected, and it is a heavier object there, which is this lock. So when the lock hits this lever, uh, the lever opens the this right hand side opens up, and then the ball is set. This leg is slightly inclined, so the ball moves forward and the mass, and it travels with a certain velocity. It got a momentum with which it hit, and the momentum is just enough to set this ball in motion. And after that, again he leaves here, and it has a pivot point at this point. And at this point, after reaching this point, due to the weight, the inclines more towards right.
Sarang,
Ball sits there.
Your voice is not clear. Maybe you can switch off your video. That will release some bandwidth.
So now too, is it clear now? I'm holding the mic.
No, you are audible, but you can switch off your video so that your audio gets more bandwidth.
Sure. So should I start the beginning?
No, not from the beginning. It was audible, but it was breaking in between. You can start where you left.
So as I said, this ball transfers the momentum to another ball, and then it sets in motion this ball, and then similarly, when it hits that thing with a certain moment, that thing falls off, and it releases this rack, and then this ball falls off from the slope and lands into this mechanism, wherein this cylinder rotates to like this must be containing some kind of a vertical object which is inclined towards the right, which makes it move from left to right, a heavier object than these two balls. This transfers the two balls to another rack, and again this is a simple lever mechanism. Then this ball set in motion, and the ball hits here. So mechanism, which is some sort of like this is a stand of string which is already wounded here. So when the ball hits the candy here, it releases that lock, and then this lock is to move. It just have to hit a jerk to start. As it moves a certain distance, and it's inclined as well. So ball starts moving forward, and later, due to the ball's weight, the rack completely moves. Like you can see, the its velocity increases. So as the ball moves forwards, it also helps in increasing its velocity. So then again a lever mechanism where it releases the sausage here. And at this point, this rack is slide on which this weight is kept, which is kept partially, just enough to hold in equilibrium the another heavy weight which is kept at that weight, and that weight is heavier enough so that when this sausage falls on it, due to the impact, it goes down and thus releases this weight here, and then the sausage moves up due to the added weight there. And when this sausage falls off on this, now since my video is off, there must be two kind of supports holding this. Then, I will switch on it like during the Q&A, so that if you have any questions regarding this, I can show you. So at this point, these braids are held by two supports on each side. So when the sausage falls on it, the these two supports are like loose enough to release this bread and set this into an oscillatory motion. So this guy catches the hot dog and then moves a little backwards so that the when the sausage will return back, it will return to a position which is beyond this point so that he can catch it easily. So even though he did that, like it was he already he needed him to move a little forward to catch the sausage. Now he gives it an angle next time. So he takes it and he gives it an angle to uh, travel along a different path and then sets in motion uh, some mechanisms to set this toy. Now this candle is mounted on a toy, which is like a winding toy, which has already been bound and kept in that way. So this toy contains a spring in it, whose potential energy is converted into kinetic energy, and thus this kinetic energy is transferred into the gas, which makes this toy move forward with a certain velocity, and then the candle burns the string. As soon as the candle burns the string, this hits the cap here and just triggers the crossbow. Yeah. After that, some mechanism must be unlocking those things there, and due to the weight and the slope, this soup ball travels along the rack. And these are two wires, these are two wires here, and these are two cells. So they touch as soon as the circuit gets complete and the clock starts working. Now, this clock seems the clock isn't enough to set such a heavy ball in motion. So, since there are two big cells here, I'm guessing that uh, then it must be a different motor he must have connected there, so that it stays in motion. Like it can carry a heavier weight. Then again, there are simple mechanisms which simple simple mechanisms which set in motion that clock. So that's it.
Yeah, thank you, Sarang. Your audio was a little uh, breaking in between, but anyway, I could make out most of it.
It was
So, can you explain that hammer falling on that bow and arrow thing, triggering it? So, what should be the initial inclination of that hammer? How will you decide?
Okay, so okay, then initial inclination. Uh, Actually, after a point, like when the hammer is not vertical, when we incline it to slightly left, like it is pivoted here. So, so there shouldn't be any initial inclination. It should be just slightly towards the left of the vertical.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, it should be also at a certain distance, which is which makes up for the impact. Like the hammer can't be this close so that it won't trigger.
Yeah. So, what calculation you
Yes.
need to do? Means it has to take into consideration weight of the hammer and this angle. What happens if the weight of hammer is too much?
If the weight of hammer is too much, then it may like destroy the mechanism, and like if the weight is more, then it will hit with more impact, and this crossbow may go a little bit upwards due to that jerk.
Okay. So, what calculation you need to do there? How will you set that inclination angle so
Okay,
that?
so yes. Okay, so for this, we will take the conservation of energy principle, the potential energy of the sample, calculating the height, and then which is converted into kinetic energy. So the
Okay.
mass and the velocity will be determined there.
Yeah, Sarang,
And
that's
force
right.
is K, yeah, force is mass into acceleration.
Okay, so you have to replace this mechanism by something of your own. What are the different, at least tell me two alternative mechanisms which can release that arrow?
Which can shoot the plasma.
Yeah, which can shoot the arrow.
Okay. So if you can see here, if you can see me, if we keep a rod like this and there is a pivot point in between the rod. So if we throw some balls from here side, you can see me, right?
Your video
Shall I
is
say?
stuck. No, I can see you, but your video is not having video. No motion is there. That's okay. You try to explain with words.
So if we take you, yeah, okay. So if we take the horizontal rod here and pivot it from the between, and then set in motion some balls from the right hand side, which will hit it from the right hand side, then the left part of this lever will go ahead, and that will trigger those crossbow there. So that is a simple way to do this.
Okay. And second way, any other way you can think of?
Second way, mm, no, sir, not at the moment. Like, it could take a little bit of more time to come
Okay.
up with it.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Sarang.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sarang. Uh, so I guess we are now done with all our participants, and actually the contraption event, first when it was organized, it was in a completely different format where all our participants had to make all these mechanisms, but as we all are homebound, so it was quite difficult for participants and organizers to organize this event. But we didn't give up and we came up with something, and we are glad that participants showed up for this competition even after changing the format. So I congratulate and thank you all. I would like to thank our judge, Dr. Nilesh Raiker, sir. Thank you, sir, for giving us your precious time and evaluating our participants. Sir, we would like to hear some words from you about the event, about our participants.
Yeah. So first, let me congratulate the organizers. As you said, it is you require a lot of determination and commitment to make this happen. So, and you made it happen and very nice way. So I'm happy that I was yesterday while talking to you were suspicious or thought of doubtful how people can explain in words something like mechanisms which you require some drawing board or something. So it's a graphical thing most of the times, but I found that your participants took that challenge very well, and all participants could explain the mechanism like a good teacher. So that is very nice, and they could communicate very well. So that is an important skill that uh, able to convey the complex ideas, like explaining this mechanism in technical, which involves lot of technical details in plain English is a challenge. So that is well taken by all of you. So I congratulate the participants also. So each of you did very good in the sense that you could explain the mechanism and also on the fly could come out with some ideas as how to replace them. So that is something, the creativity or innovation which we must have. The on the spot, as engineers, we need to take some decisions and solve the problem. So it may not be the best solution, but we have to invent some solution on the spot. We cannot keep on thinking, so that each of you could respond and come out with at least one solution which will replace part of this mechanism. So that is also very nice. And I'm happy that you could apply your technical knowledge to explain how you can do some calculations So I evaluated based on 3 parameters. The first one was technical explanation, so which all of you, so it had maximum weightage. So out of 50 points which I gave, 30 points were for explaining technical part, which most of you did very well. The remaining, out of remaining 20 points, 10 points were there for on the spot inventing the solution. So that is something which is part of, I mean, some people could simply spin out ideas faster than others. So that is nothing right or wrong. And some people will take time. So that is just, and it is also part of the circumstances. So somebody can give it. So that was 10 points. So some innovative ideas on the spot. And remaining 10 points were the presentations, how you have composed your presentation so that such thing can happen. So out of all the participants, what now? So that is what I would say. So what is next?
Yes, sir. We will be coming to the results round soon.
Okay. So I have to announce now, or we
Yes,
will?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can announce the winners.
So how many are your? I mean, how many ranks are there? Means I have
We
to.
will be having, yes, sir. We will be having 2 ranks: the winner and the runner-up, first and second. 2 prizes. Yes, sir.
Okay, so is it possible to have 2 runner-ups, because there is a close tie in the top 3?
Yes, sir. We can have.
Okay, so that maybe. So as I said earlier, everybody did quite well. So out of 50, each of you are near to 32. So there is nobody below 32. And the two rank number 2, which are very close to each other, is I will start from runner-up. So there are 2 runner-ups. So one is Krishna Sali, and second is Karthik Shah. So both have got 38 points out of 50. So I congratulate them. And the first rank goes to Jay Kapadia. He got 39 points. So just a slight miss. So that is what it is. So I congratulate them. I especially would like to comment Krishna Sali's way of presenting. It was very nice. So he did not go mechanism part by part. So he explained the philosophy behind that, and then explained theme wise how the mechanisms work. So that is something which was creative part. And yeah, that's it.
That
No.
was indeed, that was close. So congratulations, guys. Yes, sir. So you are speaking something.
No, that is it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Congratulations to all the winners, and also thank you for participating. I would also like to take the last opportunity to thank all the HOEs and the committee members to giving us organizers the opportunity to organize this event. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, and congratulate to everyone.
Congratulations. Yes.
Yeah. So bye.
So
So
maybe we can end.
yeah, I can leave now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir,
sir.
so much. And congratulations to all the
Thank
participants.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.